comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I'm back from the wedding last night. We got in so fucking late. It was a fucking traffic jam the whole fucking way. An hour and 15-minute drive ended up being 3.5. It was hectic because there was so many fucking weddings on yesterday. Every single marriage hall we went past was lit up and fucking firing. It's Republic Day here in India. It's Australia Day in Australia, Republic Day in India. I guess one of the days is about the locals getting slaughtered, and the other one is them finally fighting back. So it's Republic Day, it's public holiday today, and I guess yesterday they just tried to squeeze in all the weddings, and honestly, we passed about 25 marriage halls on the drive home. Everyone was just lit up. Cars, crowd, fairy lights. They look pretty cool, actually. But Jesus Christ, the fucking traffic. I'm talking about at midnight. Just bumper to bumper. Fucking hell. So the wedding was fine. I forgot what the reception of an Indian wedding is. It's basically you just turn up, there's music playing, and the couple just sit on the stage, and the guests just come up and take pictures and hand you envelopes full of money. Not that full, but some money inside. We got given a lot of money, another fucking disaster. I think we ended up with maybe fucking 15,000, maybe a little bit more. I can't remember. After our wedding, full of those envelopes, I remember counting it and just going, fuck, what a sweet way to start married life. And then we were like, fuck it, we'll just give all the money to my wife's parents because we didn't pay for the wedding at all. I think we put in 12,000, and I can tell you right now, that probably would not have covered fucking one of the events. So we were like, just you keep the money. And my wife's mum was like, no, we don't want it. I'll invest it for you with one of our cousins, and you can earn interest on it. And when it's up to a certain point, we'll take it out and give it back to you. I'm like, for the love of God, do not fucking give that money to the cousin. He's running a fucking Ponzi scheme. Please, whatever you do, please don't give it to that cousin. So they gave it to that cousin. They also gave a shitload of their own fucking money to that cousin. He ended up obviously running a Ponzi scheme. The Ponzi scheme came to an end. All the debt collectors came after him. He was fucking around with gangsters. He ended up committing suicide. And with it went all the money, including our 15,000 marriage money. Another sour investment by Boyle Enterprises. So yeah, the reception of an Indian wedding is just the two cunts standing on stage taking pictures with random cunts. It can be anyone as well. You don't even need to know the fuckers. And then once you've taken the photo, you just go eat and complain about the food. But if anyone comes around, any of the fucking wedding entourage come around and how's the food? You go, unbelievably good. Last night we didn't even eat at the wedding because at these Indian weddings, it's usually vegetarian and none of us wanted to eat vegetarian. So we just fucked off. We fucked off real quick and went to this place called Empire. Empire, it's like a grilled chicken. It's fucking delicious. It's like a charcoal chicken place. It was the first chain restaurant in Bangalore, and it's still holding strong. I've actually met the owners of this Empire. They've got to be close to fucking billionaires. My sister-in-law works with the daughter, the heiress to the Empire. And she was a cool chick as well. She's a doctor too, but God knows how much money they have. So we went and feasted at Empire, and then the fucking traffic. My God, what a fucking nightmare. Anyway, that's all done and dusted. The trip to Kolar. It was nice. It was good to see everyone. I have nothing really to say about Republic Day, and I've covered Australia Day 3 times already, and I can't be fucked talking about Australia Day again. So why don't we just move on to this week's Boyle Breaks history? So this week I was listening to something someone was saying. It was actually Michael Saylor, the Bitcoin MicroStrategy guy. He was talking about the development in technologies. He was like, before there was steel, you could only build a house to maximum, I think it was like 6 stories high. 6 stories was like the maximum you could fucking build. Or 8 stories, or whatever the fuck it is. I guess there's a few exceptions, like the Leaning Tower of Cunt and the Pyramid of fucking other cunt. But he was like, it wasn't until the invention of steel that we were able to build skyscrapers. So if it wasn't for steel, there would be no skyscrapers because iron ore is just too heavy. And there's a limit to how high you can build things with just fucking stone and brick and wood and shit. And then he was like, also, it wasn't until the invention of aluminium or aluminum that you could seriously talk about like air travel, because steel was too heavy and everything else wasn't really strong enough. So without aluminium, you don't fucking have air travel. I'm like, I've never thought about it that way, but let's back it back a bit. What the fuck is steel? Honestly, what the fuck is steel? Don't they just rip that straight out of the ground? Isn't that what it is? And so I looked into it, and that's what we're doing today. Boyle breaks history. What the fuck is steel? So I fucking looked into it, and it's a full fucking process. I'd never really thought about it before. I thought they'd just take the iron out of the ground, the Chinese melt it, and then they send you back a fucking beam. A steel beam. That is how it works, but there's a process to it. So what they do is they take the fucking raw iron ore out of the ground, and it's all mixed with rocks and shit, and they crush it down to like a fine dust, and then they extract the iron ore from the fucking rock with magnets, which makes sense. High-powered magnets. So you've got the iron ore. Then they take some coal, and they put the coal in a fucking coking oven to take out the impurities from the fucking coal. So you got this like fucking pure carbon shit. And then they mix this new fucking coking coal and the iron ore and some limestone to take out more of the impurities. And then they throw it in a fucking blast furnace. A fucking blast furnace, and just heat that shit up. And it combines together and you get like this molten ore. Molten iron ore. They actually call that pig iron. I have no fucking idea why. So they take this molten iron ore, and from what I can tell, this is the most important part of the whole fucking process. They fucking hit it with some oxygen. They just fucking slam that pig shit with fucking oxygen, and it goes from iron ore, pig iron, molten pig fucking iron, to fucking steel. I think the oxygen changes it from iron to steel, and it must make it lighter as well. And then after that, you can do whatever the fuck you want with it. You can add shit to it to make it like whatever, different strengths, whatever. I didn't look into it that far. I was just shocked you don't take the shit straight from the ground and melt it and put it in your house. You learn something new every day. So that's how steel's made. And I was watching some videos of these cunts working in steel fucking refineries. No thank you. Another fucking career off the Boyale's list. Anyway, there's your fucking lesson for this week. That'll do for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I'll see you the fuck later.